Russia launched missile attack on Kyiv on first day back to school. At least 50 people injured in a Russian missile strike in Kharkiv, including 7 children. Ukraine has won 27 medals at the Summer Paralympics, 3 of them gold. Hi, I'm Eva Kucherenko, and this is UNITED24 Media. At least 3 people were injured when Russian troops attacked Kyiv in the morning of September 2. Approximately 20 missiles of various types were launched on the first day of the new school year. According to the Kyiv military administration, the city's anti-aircraft defenses successfully intercepted and destroyed around 20 aerial targets, including cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and a strike drone. Falling debris was recorded in all districts of Kyiv.
I think it was done on purpose. It's a university facility, and everyone clearly knows that students come here for classes. Doing things like this is illegal. The morning started with explosions. Her hands were shaking. We woke up to see that the apartment was full of smoke. But we must go to school anyway. We are Ukrainians.
In total, Russian forces used 58 aerial threats in a combined attack on Ukraine on the morning of September 2. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia launched 35 missiles and 23 attack drones. Just one day before, Russian forces attacked Sumy, targeting a residential area with a rocket. The attack damaged facilities that house a center for social and psychological rehabilitation of children and an orphanage. Several apartment buildings were also damaged. This was reported by the head of Sumy military administration, Oleksiy Drozdenko. At least 18 people were injured, including 6 children. At least 50 people were injured in a Russian missile strike in Kharkiv, including 7 children. On the 1st of September, the city became a target of yet another act of Russian massive ballistic attack aiming exclusively at civilian infrastructure, said the regional governor Oleg Senegubov. At least 5 rockets hit the Palace of Sport events hall, damaging the structure beyond repair, wounding children and damaging the neighboring residential and recreational areas. The youngest injured is a 3-month-old infant, now suffering from acute stress reaction.
I was at work when the explosion happened. Glass shattered, our furniture was overturned. I just ran to the metro immediately. It was very loud. There was a fire, but I didn't know what exactly had caught fire. When we got there, there was an even louder explosion. People were shouting. There were injured people. There was blood.
Ukraine needs more support for a justified response to Russian aggression, said President Zelenskyy. According to a video posted in his official Telegram account, in the last week alone, from August 26 to September 1, Russia struck the territory of Ukraine using 160 cruise and ballistic missiles, 780 guided aerial bombs, and 400 UAVs. The video underlines that Ukraine needs more air defense systems and strong support from its partners. Ukraine presented U.S. senior officials a list of targets deep in Russian territory that Kyiv wants to hit using American long-range missiles. During an interview with CNN, the Ukrainian Minister of Defense, Rustem Umerov, stated that Kyiv is pushing to lift the ATACMS restrictions in order to protect Ukrainian civilians and infrastructure.
We provided this situation on the battlefield. We have explained the needs. We have explained what kind of capabilities we need to protect the citizens against that Russian terror that Russians are causing us. So I hope we were heard.
During an informal meeting in Brussels, EU defense ministers agreed that Ukrainian forces will be trained as close to Ukraine as possible, but not inside the country. This was stated by the European Union Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell. He also underlined that by the end of the year, the EU will have trained more Ukrainian troops than was initially planned.
On our military assistance missions, the UAM, allow me to say that it has been a success, a great success. It's the most successful training mission that the European Union has ever performed. It has trained 60,000 soldiers. And today the ministers agreed on raising the target to 75,000, adding 15,000 more by the end of the year.
According to Volodymyr Zelenskyy, 2 million pupils across 10,000 schools started learning offline, while another 1 million will be using a dual-format educational program. In particular, in Kharkiv, lessons will be held in 6 metro stations and in a school located underground. In these facilities, nearly 5,800 kids will be studying according to this dual-format education.
We brought them here because we thought it was safe and our children won't be afraid of missiles and strikes. It's better than online classes because children can interact and they will have a feeling that they attend a real school.
We're in the city of Irpin. This place was under occupation for 1 month. There was heavy fighting between Ukrainian and Russian forces. When the Russians left, this is what they left behind. This is now the home of Dima. He is a first grader who's going to be starting school today.
Dima and his mother Elizaveta are from the southern Ukrainian city of Kyiv. They're internally displaced persons representing the 700,000 people in the greater Kyiv region who left their homes in search of a better life.
We had a very important question about our child's education because in the region where we lived, we had only online education. But now they have introduced a dual-format education. When I saw this school, I really wanted my child to study there. It is extremely difficult to restart the school system for children again. It is extremely difficult to do it from scratch and in the conditions of war. But you see, the school administration has done everything possible and impossible to ensure that children receive a quality education.
Before Russia's invasion, the Irpin Lyceum No. 3 looked a bit like this. After Russia's 1-month occupation of the Kyiv suburb, the school took significant structural damage, taking 10 direct hits by Russian munitions and destroying about 75% of the school's structures. It took UNICEF more than 6 months to rebuild it, costing about 4.8 million euros. While children are getting ready to go back to school, some won't have the opportunity to attend physically, as some areas are too dangerous to open up classrooms. This morning served as a perfect reminder, as children in the Kyiv region woke up to the sound of explosions.
At 5:30 a.m., the sky was already bright red with explosions, but we woke up, got ready.
A few hours later, we were lining up. We are showing the whole of Ukraine and the whole world that we are alive and we will continue to live.
Here in Ukraine, there's really no way to escape the realities that the war is. There's always going to be reminders. Here, specifically in Irpin, there's going to be a lot of us. For example, this is going to be the view of the kids this entire school year.
Russia is targeting Ukraine's children, and by extension, its future, by destroying educational infrastructure and limiting access to fundamental human rights and opportunities for growth. Since February 2022, around 3,800 educational facilities have either been damaged or destroyed.
One of the largest drone strikes hit 15 Russian regions as well as Moscow City on September 1. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that at least 158 UAVs took part in a massive aerial strike. The mayor of Moscow reported downing 2 drones with explosions, setting a local refinery as well as a thermal power plant alight. UAVs were also spotted across Russia's territory, such as in Kaluga, Kursk, Belgorod, and more, totaling 15 regions under fire, according to regional authorities. Kyiv is yet to provide any comment. Ukraine has already won 27 medals at the Summer Paralympics. Among them are 3 gold medals, 2 for swimmers Alexander Komarov and Mikhailo Serbin, and Oksana Zubkovska, who triumphed in the women's long jump. Ukrainian athletes also won 10 silver medals and 14 bronze. The Paralympic Games started last Wednesday in Paris and continue until September 8. That's it for today. We're United24 Media. Thanks for being with us and see you on Wednesday.